It's the boy, Bubba Lutz, coming through. Hella clutch, flawless, can't be touched. It's your boy, Bubba Lutz. Yeah, I need that hot take. I need the truth and everything that is not fake. So tell me who's the GOAT.
Welcome back, Bubba Bunch, to another edition of the Bubba Lutz Sports Podcast. It is episode 245, and today we are doing winners and losers of Week 6 in the NFL. What a great weekend of football once again. We're 6 weeks in. It feels like yesterday that the season started. But once again, we can't have winners and losers without our very special guest. Go ahead and slide on through, Kevin.
Hey, man.
You didn't do the lip fight. We talked about this.
No. This is my thing, all right? This is my thing. I got to be unique.
What's
I'm rolling
unique
in.
about it?
I'm screaming, hey, man. You see Chris Collinsworth doing that, bro? I don't see him doing that.
Have you seen that TikTok? It's the same guy that does a very good impression of like Nick Saban, Chris Collinsworth, the blonde guy. Forget it. I always forget his name. But he did one to where he's like, when announcers commentate for a injury that just happened on the field, and they're like,
No, I haven't seen that.
I'm no doctor, but I don't think your leg's supposed to bend that way. And then the music starts playing like da-da-dun, 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 da-da. And he's like, back in 30 seconds.
Oh, God.
And it's just a bunch of versions of that. And I laugh my ass off because I know for a fact how accurate that is. And I know one day when I become an announcer in the NFL that I'm going to have to say that shit. I'm going to have to be like, I don't think your shoulder is supposed to come out that way.
You're going to have to like be super cliche about it.
Back in 30 seconds.
Oh, God.
You know? So it's very nice to prepare for those moments. But here we are,
man.
Winners and losers of Week 6 in the
sir.
NFL. A great Cowboys win. Another one.
It was entertaining, but it shouldn't have gone that way, in my opinion.
Listen,
Just
sir.
saying.
How have we come to the point to where I'm more optimistic about a Cowboys win than you are? Huh? Think about it.
Hey,
the
man,
Cowboys
look.
are undefeated since I've turned around my attitude.
That's true. After I yelled at you.
I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
But guess what?
Also, am I still undefeated, by the way? I don't remember what I called for this game.
I feel like later this week we should do an episode to where we look back and say what we were thinking about this Cowboys team and their record. And then on the bye week, since they don't have a game this week, we can really go into it as far as where we go from here. Because it's much different than what we were 6 weeks
way
ago.
different. Yeah, for sure.
Way different. So, we can do that. But if you haven't checked out the review that we did for the Cowboys versus Patriots game, go check that out. It's actually doing really well on YouTube. Thank you so much. Only like 12 hours or like 16 hours into it. And,
Let's go.
It's got a good amount of views. So thank you very much for everyone that tuned into that. And thank you for joining us again on Winners and Losers. My favorite series to do every week.
It's a good series. It's
very
a good.
good.
Apparently, it's the only one that time lets me do. Because, school sucks still.
That's true. Let's just say that your internet is still up in the air about letting you do this.
Apparently, yeah.
So let's get right into it, sir.
Man.
You know the deal. You know the vibes. The winners get a little bit of the bubbly. The losers, they get shit on by yours truly and moi as well.
Yes, sir.
So let's just start off. Let's get happy. First winner of the week for you.
Oh, man. All right. So this one.
Actually, it's actually relevant to what we were talking about earlier. Can I go first?
Yeah, man. It's your podcast. I mean, shit.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to
don't
play
know why you're asking me.
I want to play a little game with you.
Okay. I feel like I'm gonna do bad at this game.
No, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Okay.
So the game is he a bad man?
Oh,
Let's
God.
That's the name of it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna name you some players on the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me if there are a bad man.
Okay.
Or they're not. And whatever you want to say that they are, whatever. You have your open opinion on that.
Okay. All right.
Start off easy.
Okay.
Dak Prescott.
The baddest of men.
That's a
Yes.
that's a bad
That's a
man.
bad man. He's a bad man. Yes, sir.
Ezekiel Elliott.
Quite the bad man, quite the resurging bad man, might I say? Yes.
Can I get a little bit more oomph, a little more stank on the?
Okay. All right. I got you with this next one then.
Throw you off a little bit. Terrence Steele.
He's an okay man. He's doing his job, and he's doing it way better than last year. Am I right?
Yes.
But he's an okay man. He's all right.
Randy Gregory, especially after the Mac Jones hit.
Oh, that's a bad man.
Oh, that's a bad man.
That's a bad man, bro. I remember when I saw that hit, I thought Mac Jones passed away. The way he got hit and the way like his head hits the turf. Oh, I literally his soul was elevating like this. I swear to God, I saw it.
His body went back to the SEC championship in 2020.
Yeah. I was very concerned for his well-being. Keep going.
Jalen Smith.
Oh shit! My bad. He missed the tackle. He's like 4 yards down that way.
Oh no, the violation.
Did you see that clip? I'm assuming you saw the clip if you're asking that.
What clip?
You didn't see the clip
Of him on the Packers or him missing a tackle? Because there's a lot of clips.
Dude,
watch the film, Kevin. Watch the film.
There's a clip that went a little bit viral. Dude, Khalil Herbert literally demolished his ankles.
Oh no.
He like oh my God, like Marcus Mosher, I bring him up every now and then. Love that guy. He posted on his Twitter and he was like, "Do we miss Jalen Smith?" And I was like, "Oh,
Cowboys are undefeated since letting go of Jalen Smith. Coincidence?
Dude.
I don't think so.
Bro, Khalil Herbert destroyed his ankles. Oh my God.
He's a bad football player. Let's just leave it at that.
He's a very horrific man. Leave it at that.
All right, I'll take that. Yeah. Last one, most important one. My first winner of the week.
Oh God.
What about that boy CD Lamb?
Oh, that boy CD can play, bro.
Ooh.
He's a bad man. He's a very bad man. He's dude, has CD ever done anything wrong in his career so far?
He took the phone away from his girl once he got drafted.
That's not wrong. That's not wrong.
I mean, it depends on what side you're on.
That's not wrong. I respect the privacy. All right?
What was he hiding, though?
Don't worry about what he's hiding. As long as he scores 3 touchdowns a game, that's fine with me. I don't care.
Listen, CD Lamb having the best game of his season so far. One of the best games of his career, honestly.
Dude, oh, my God. He's 17. 17.
He fell to 17.
He fell to 17. Hey, man, look. Henry Ruggs, good, right?
Better than last year, for sure.
Better than last year, yes. But Henry Ruggs is only... I feel like Henry Ruggs is like Deshaun Jackson when he was at his prime, right? Where Henry Ruggs is like... he's nothing but a deep threat, right? Jerry Jeudy, unfortunately, I'm not talking about him because, Jerry Jeudy...
A lot of things going on with him.
A lot of things going on over there, yeah. But
I still believe in him.
Yeah, but CD? 17?
17,
really?
Man.
17.
How about...
Wow.
Trevon Diggs in the second round. They got 2 steals back to back.
That is a... He is a bad man. He's a very, very bad man. But I would like to pump the brakes a little bit on some of the things I've seen about
now we're just
Trevon
getting off
Diggs.
topic. We'll save that for the other episode, okay?
Yeah. We'll
CD Lamb, 9 receptions, 149 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 being the game winner, and giving us one of the coldest, iciest celebrations in NFL history, waving goodbye to Jalen Mills, the former Philadelphia Eagle that just seems to...
Bum, that's why he's a bum.
I think he deserves a little bit of bubbly as well for being terrible against the Cowboys every time. CD Lamb, though, when the moment was the biggest, he stepped up the most. CD Lamb...
Wasn't it back-to-back plays?
Back-to-back plays how?
It was like 3rd and 20.
Well, he had that 3rd and 24 that was supposed to be 2nd and 24, but it turned out it was 3rd and 24.
Yeah.
And then he only fell short of a yard, but they didn't
And
know
then,
that.
And then literally the next play was the bomb, wasn't it?
No. The 3rd and 24 was in the 4th quarter. This was before.
It was overtime.
This was
right,
before
you're
a Zerline
right.
kick because it was 4th and 1, so they had to go for it.
You're right.
Or they had to take the field goal.
Right,
And
yes.
then the overtime was the catch. But Jesus Christ, man! Like, look, here's the thing about CeeDee Lamb, is that I lost my train of thought. Being honest, I just completely blanked on what I was gonna say.
You were talking about the coldest celebration we've ever seen.
Right.
You're talking about how he was just absolutely destroying Jalen Mills all game.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Before I get into that, prior to this game against the Patriots, where he had 9 receptions, 149 yards, he had 9 receptions in the past 3 games combined. Not the best, right?
Yeah.
Slightly over 150 yards in those 3 games. This is the first time that he's gone over 100 yards since week 1 against the Bucs. So clearly, this is the best performance of his season so far.
Yeah.
I said it, and I still believe it to this day based on what's going on with Amari Cooper. CeeDee Lamb is wide receiver 1 for the Dallas Cowboys. And I think this game proves it.
It's funny you mentioned that because I was literally having this conversation with my dad because my dad, I don't remember what happened. I think like Amari Cooper like caught a he caught a pass, but like it was something really short. It was like a regular like 5-yard dump off, right? And then my dad was like, I was like, why hasn't Cooper done anything lately? And I'm just like, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, Dad. Like, it's just a play call. Like, I mean, maybe he's being covered, maybe he's being double covered. And then literally the next play, it was like a CD. It was like an incredible like CD play for like 20, 30 yards. Here's the thing. I think when it comes to the Cowboys, Tony Romo made a really good point where when you play the Cowboys, what are you supposed to do exactly? And I mean, look, I'm not trying to sound like that, like, oh my God, that inflated ego fan, but I'm being serious. I'm being like seriously objective about this point. What are you supposed to do when you're playing the Cowboys and you're on defense? If it is happening that you're covering Amari Cooper, right? Because look, we all know Amari Cooper is top 2 route running receiver in the league, right? Mm-hmm. Dude has filthy, disgusting routes, right? Okay, if you get safety help on him and you cover him, that's fine. That's great. Then you have to worry about CeeDee on the other side, who's a freak of nature, obviously. Dude catches almost everything. Hands of... This dude literally has like baseball gloves for hands, right? Just catches everything. If you don't have CeeDee, like if you get CeeDee a little locked down, like all right, like he's covered. You still got Cedric Wilson. You still got Dalton Schultz. You still have Zeke coming out of the back every now and then, right? Mm-hmm. I think right now it's come to a point where people are realizing, defensive coordinators in specific, that we have to cover Amari Cooper because that man will burn you no matter what. He even against I'm blanking out a little bit, but I forgot who we played before the Patriots.
The Giants.
The Giants, yes. No, was it? Yeah, it was a Giants game. Amari Cooper was playing hurt in that game, and he played pretty well. He had a good game. He had a good touchdown. And I feel like a lot of teams are at this point now where it's like we have to cover Amari Cooper, and that's fine. But dude, CeeDee is just he's so talented that what are you gonna do? You're gonna double cover both of them?
No. Here's the thing, like why I make that argument is just like the thing about Amari Cooper is that I've never been the best fan of him or 100% locked in, guaranteed on him being the number one guy because of his injuries. And this season has not proven anything wrong. Like he is banged up. He's been banged up. He's going to play hurt and people are just accustomed to that. So teams can double cover him when they really don't need to all the time because he is not playing at 100%. And I don't think he will play at 100% ever in his career for the rest of his time in the NFL. So for me, the more dangerous, the more, I guess, the more lethal weapon on this wide
CeeDee
receiving core is CeeDee Lamb, and we've only seen a small sample size. We still don't have a full season of him yet. We have half a season, really, of CeeDee Lamb with Dak Prescott throwing to him. And what I've seen so far through half a season is that this dude could be one of the best wide receivers in the league, definitely top 10. And this argument about Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb, like both, being around the same range of how good they can be in this league, I think in a matter of a year, I don't think we can have that conversation. I think CeeDee's going to take over.
I think CeeDee's elevating to a point where you can make that argument. I think it's pretty fair. A lot of people already had pretty high praise on CeeDee because of what he did last year with Andy Dalton. And now that he actually has Dak back, it's just proving even more and more that this dude is just like a stud. He's like an elite playmaker. I wouldn't put him top 3, top 5 yet. Yet is the key word, but I mean you make a really good point, man. And I don't think really anybody can dissuade you from that point, because it's there. The facts are there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, CeeDee Lamb?
That's a bad man.
That's a bad man.
That's a bad man.
CeeDee is quite the bad man.
Deserves a little bit of the bubbly.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
A little bit of bubbly. So my first winner of the week is actually a whole team. Look, you can have a conversation about, what's going on with Patrick Mahomes and how it's, has the league finally figured out Patrick Mahomes? I wouldn't say they've 100% figured him out, but I do feel like there is a bit of the gap has closed somewhat on Patrick Mahomes. I don't know whether it might be the offensive game plan, whether it might be that they just have so much film on him now that something's happened with him. Do I think he's washed now? Do I think he's he's been in the league too long? No. People that are saying that Patrick Mahomes is washed is like, you're dumb, you're stupid. But if you go to the flip side, remember when the argument was that everybody already found out about Lamar? That was the argument, right? Oh, everybody found out Lamar. All he can do is run. He's only a running back. Hey, man, I just want to let you know that the Baltimore... No. Let me rephrase what I'm about to say. The Baltimore Ravens did not beat the Los Angeles Chargers. No. They destroyed them.
Yeah.
They absolutely destroyed the Chargers. And I was stunned. I cannot believe it. Literally a week ago, we were talking about who were the top teams in the AFC, right? We said the Bills first, right? Then we said probably the Chargers second.
Mm-hmm.
And then we put the Ravens right under them, right?
Oh,
I don't know about that anymore.
I don't think the Ravens are top 3. At that point, I didn't think they were top 3.
At that point, I thought they were pretty much up there because the way how they bounced back after that really odd loss against the Raiders, in my opinion. But, dude, like I said, this wasn't even just like, okay, they beat them, they're now like better. Like, no. They destroyed them. They completely outclassed, outplayed, outcoached Brandon Staley and that Los Angeles Chargers team. Dude, it wasn't even close. The game was never close at all. You know what's crazy to me too, though? I saw a funny stat. Every single Baltimore Ravens running back that scored a touchdown that game was a Pro Bowler or an All-Pro in the last 4 years. Devontae Freeman, Latavius Murray, and Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
When you can spread the wealth that easily amongst running backs, because, it's very common that you can spread the wealth amongst wide receivers, right? But amongst running backs, against a team that we thought was a pretty good defensive team with Brandon Staley at the helm, dude, overclassed, overmatched, and Lamar looks pretty much in control every single one of these last, 5 games that it's been? Dude, what else do I have to say? These Ravens look... I'm not saying they look unstoppable. I mean, obviously there's been games where, it's been closer than this Chargers game. But I'm saying that in general, you can make the argument that at least right now, how we stand right now with these Ravens, I think they're a top 3 team. If anything, they're running for maybe best team in the AFC.
I'm going to agree with you to a certain degree because the Baltimore Ravens are my biggest winner of the week. They're
your biggest winner?
The biggest winner because this is going to really scare a lot of teams in the AFC. And not for, I'm not even going to say it's not for the same reasons you have. I truly believe that this team does have its flaws. We still got to consider that
they're not perfect.
They have a lot of injuries on the defense, and that's why we really looked at this Chargers game as a win for LA because the amount of injuries that the Ravens defense had, and they've been pretty lackluster this season. I mean, they haven't lived up to the hype, even with a lot of star names on this. But without Marcus Peters and some of those guys, you're like, they're just not the same defense. Like they just haven't played to that caliber yet. And in this offense, as much as I want to believe in Lamar Jackson, I need to see a consistent basis of him throwing down the field accurately and making great decisions. And I still don't even think with this dominating win against the Chargers that he did that. He made a lot of bad decisions, 2 interceptions, and he looked frustrated on the field. But guess what? You just run the ball the entire time. That's awesome. That's what they've been great at. And even, like you said, former Pro Bowlers and all-pro players. Well, I look at it the other way, is that we have Devontae Freeman out of his prime. We have Le'Veon Bell out of his prime.
Way out of his prime.
Out of all the running backs, I would say Latavius Murray looks like the best out of all of them because he was outed of New Orleans because he didn't want to take a pay cut, not because he wasn't a great player. So he deserves a good amount of money, maybe not New Orleans money, but out of all 3 of them, I would say Latavius Murray's the best one out of all of them. Yet they're making it work with anybody. It doesn't matter. J.K. Dobbins, like just throw in a name. Throw in a rookie. It doesn't matter. He gets hurt. Well, we'll just get a bunch of guys in free agency. It doesn't matter for this team. They have some guys on IR and season-ending injuries that we're not going to see this season. But even with that, you have the 34-6 win over the Chargers, dominating defensive performance. I don't even think their offense played that well compared to their defense. They're still making the plays with Devontae Freeman, Le'Veon Bell. 5-game winning streak since the loss to the Raiders in Week 1. My thing about the Ravens is that they're that team every year where you don't want to see them in the playoffs. You do not want to see this team. Remember the Tennessee Titans like a few years ago? Like where you just did not want to see them. Like, please, let's not match up with the Tennessee Titans because for some reason we just can't stop Derrick Henry. No one can stop Derrick Henry. And Ryan Tannehill is on a streak. Like, he is just on fire right now. I am not playing that hot hand team. I am not going to do it because I don't know if I'm going to score a lot of points on them or they're just going to dominate me defensively. I just don't know. The odds are just not in my favor. And guess what? I think that year they played the Baltimore Ravens in the playoffs. So this is the complete opposite. The Baltimore Ravens, I don't want to play this team in the playoffs if I'm any AFC team. Why? Because if the defense played like they did against the Chargers, I'm not winning that football game.
Yeah.
I have enough to worry about with Lamar Jackson. And I know they're going to run the football. They're going to want to run the football. But if I can stop that, I don't know if Lamar can throw or not. I still don't know. I don't want that variable to always be there. And at this point of the season, we're like closing in on halfway. Ravens are starting to figure it out, even with the injuries.
Yeah.
And if they can beat a red-hot Chargers team and blow the brakes off of them, what are they going to do against Cleveland? What are they going to do against Buffalo? Like, they beat the Chiefs, too. They finally beat the Chiefs this year. So they have the capability to beat you on any given Sunday, even if you are one of the best teams in the AFC. So when it comes down to playoff time, and I'm looking at round 1, the wild card, and I have to play the Ravens, I am terrified. I'd rather play Buffalo because I know what they're going to do. I know exactly what team is going to show up because it's Buffalo. They've been one of the most consistent teams around the NFL. I don't know what version of Baltimore I'm going to get because prior to this week, that defense did not play good. And then suddenly they look like a better defense even without their best players.
Yeah, I think the last thing I'm going to say, so we can move on to the next point, is all I'm going to say is that I think your point, if anything, just made my point more valid. The fact that they already have these, unfortunate injury flaws with how many people are out, the fact that they're still playing this good, the fact that they're still managing to figure everything out along the way, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
They did not figure this out week one. They're doing it along the way. And for them to take down teams like the Chiefs at the beginning of the season when we thought they were still number one team in the league.
It's the Chiefs.
When we're talking about they're taking down teams like the Chargers, like you just said, Red Hot Chargers, on the way to figuring out and using washed up old running backs, not having a wide receiver core, their defense completely banged up. They're playing this good right now. That's why I'm saying that, they're red hot, and I'm putting them top 3, dude, because who else would you put up there right now? Who else? You can't put the Browns. The Browns are imploding.
Yeah, yeah, the Browns just don't look their best. Buffalo.
Buffalo for sure. You can still put the Chargers in there. This one loss is, it was rough, but
yeah.
I don't think you're gonna kick them out right away. But who else?
I really think that if the Chargers played the Ravens 10 times, there is no way that this result would happen more than once or twice. Like, I think that offense is gonna find their way if they match up again.
It's the Chargers
They're
offense,
just
obviously.
too damn good offensively.
But if anything, that's why it's so much of a shock. Like, how do you lose 34-6 like that?
I mean,
when you have that offense,
if they would have lost like 34-24, I'd been like, okay, that's fine. But you did not score a touchdown. You've been the hottest offense in all of football, next to like the Cardinals. Like, it's amazing to watch this team. But anyways, Baltimore is back in the conversation. I think that's fair to say. I think that's the fair thing to say.
They're back conversation, man. Yeah. I'm putting them in the top 3 conversation. So, I mean, I guess for you, they deserve the whole bottle. But for me,
we got a lot of bubble.
Yeah, so they're getting a bottle and they're getting another glass from me because they're not my biggest winner.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
You would know about popping bottles, Mr. Club.
Stop!
Man.
Don't say I don't want to hear about it.
That's a story for another time. Second winner for me. Well, last winner.
Your last one for you.
I can say another winner in a little bit, but for now, I think to save time, we'll go with the second winner of the week for me. And this one's kind of weird because I think it's just a little bit more of a conspiracy theory as to why I think he's a winner, and I'll explain why. Antonio Brown. Listen.
Ooh. Yeah.
You could talk about his performance against Philadelphia on Thursday night. 9 receptions, 93 yards, and a touchdown. So far this season.
Wasn't it 2 touchdowns?
I'm pretty sure my eyes work, and I saw 1 touchdown.
Oh no. You're right. The second one got called back. My bad.
So far this season, 418 yards, 4 touchdowns. And it's good. It's good for Antonio Brown considering all that we've dealt with Antonio Brown. And I think it's more of a nice compliment to Brown saying that he's been quiet. He has been...
Yeah, he's been very quiet.
Non-Antonio Brown-esque, right? We had the little issue prior to the regular season, and then we had the COVID issue. Nothing serious, but from day one, when Tom Brady brought this guy in, Bruce Arians was like, if he does one thing wrong, he's out of here. One thing. He is on a short leash. And yet here we are. And he has not only done a good job of staying on the team, but have been a huge contributor to this offense and a big reason why they made that playoff push last year and they won the Super Bowl. Cool. And this year is just proving more and more that he is still a really good wide receiver. Like, he's not top 10, he's not top 5 anymore, but he's still a damn good wide receiver to go to. But here's why I want to make him a winner this week. What if, this is like a 30 for 30 at this point. What if we were all wrong about Antonio Brown? What if he's not crazy, right? Did you see like the meme?
I did see the meme. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And after seeing that, I was like, that's ridiculous. Like, I was like, stop it. Like, come on. Like,
that's dumb.
I've seen some really like dumb things
far
Antonio
out
Brown
theories.
has done.
Yeah.
And then I think about it, I'm like, he's one of the smartest guys I've ever seen. Like, think about it. Okay, let me just get you through a timeline, right? Balling out in Pittsburgh. I mean, the three Bs, Big Ben, Brown, Boswell,
Le'Veon Bell,
like just everybody who starts with a B is just dominating Pittsburgh, right?
Dude, I think some people in our generation forget how dominant Antonio Brown was with the Steelers.
Crazy good,
Like
unstoppable.
If you look from like 2013 to 2018, his stats were out of this world. He was so good.
So were the haircuts, right?
The haircuts were something. Yeah.
The haircuts were something, right?
Yeah.
And then things start to go wrong, and you start to have like the Facebook Live in the locker room, and then you have like the issues with like the personality and the attitude, and it's like, all right, well, I guess this is the end. Like, it just abruptly ends for Antonio Brown in Pittsburgh, and it just all falls apart. When they could have had something special, right?
Yeah.
Like, it could have been something special. But now looking back at it, he left at the perfect time. He left when Big Ben started to decline heavily.
Yeah.
This was when even bringing in Chase Claypool and Juju Smith-Schuster, like, they became divas, and the TikTok issue and just stupid things off the field. And then not being able to run the football at all. Like, they were the worst team in the NFL at running the football a few years ago. They just didn't know what to do. And it just feels like the Steelers are complacent now. Like, it's Mike Tomlin, good defense, but are they going to do anything? Probably not. So who cares about the Steelers, right? He left at the perfect time. He goes to the Raiders with John Gruden at the time. And within a week or two, it all falls apart, and he's like, I'm not playing for this team at all. I don't want to play for this team. Trade me right now or get rid of me. I don't want to play here. And everyone's like, what are you doing? Like, relax. Like, why are you freaking out about this? There's no it's a good organization. Like, you may not have all the success that you did in Pittsburgh, but maybe now it's like, you can do something with the Raiders. Like, Derek Carr would be a nice key addition. Antonio Brown would be a nice key addition to Derek Carr. And then now what we know about John Gruden, it's like, well, maybe there was something more to it, right?
Yeah.
Then he goes to New England. Tom Brady, that didn't last long at all, but he played good when he did play. And now looking at New England, maybe it was the best idea to leave and to follow Tom Brady to Tampa.
Yeah.
Because now you won yourself a ring, and you're a nice addition to this offense.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's all there, right? He's not all there 100% of the time, because he's done some pretty bad stuff still.
Yeah, he did.
But maybe, just maybe, we don't give Antonio Brown enough credit. One of the smartest wide receivers in the league. Antonio Brown.
God.
Don't have too much of the bubbly. We can't get you kicked off the team.
Yeah.
But maybe there's more to you than just a weird haircut and a crazy attitude. You deserve a little bit of the bubbly.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
I mean,
Isn't that a 30 for 30?
that's that. Yeah, I can see it.
Just saying.
All right, I'm gonna get through these two real quick so we can move on to losers. We've been on it for a while. But this one is my second winner is pretty self-explanatory. Going. I mean, if anything, continuing with the Las Vegas Raider topic. This week was good for them. It was good. After the just absolute dumpster fire of a week they had, mind you, during Monday Night Football, to make it even worse. I mean, right? Prime time breaking news segment. But yeah, the Raiders had it pretty rough this week. Just all the dumpster fire, like I said, that happened. And for them to come out and pretty much beat the brakes off of the Broncos, like...
Yeah, I just watched that game, and it was not even close.
Yeah.
It was not even close.
Not close at all. So good for them. I feel like I'm not gonna lie to you. I really don't know who the interim head coach is. I don't know his name at all, but I think this is a good first step for him because it's pretty rough to go in just like that out of nowhere. Hey man, you're the assistant head coach. Oh, by the way, like your boss was a racist, so there you go. You have the team. Like,
Oh, and then you've
What?
got to
Like-
play a rival or a divisional rival this week. That's very important to
Yeah.
our season. Go right ahead.
yeah, exactly. So good for him. Raiders deserve some bubbly.
Yes.
Good win this week. My biggest winner this week. I don't think I expect it, to be honest with you, but I think they deserve a lot of credit. Just in general, because I think they're one of the bigger surprises of the season. My biggest winner for this week is the Cincinnati Bengals. Look. Look.
I don't know.
Here's the thing about these Bengals, right? Here's the thing. Are they winning the Super Bowl? No, obviously not.
God, no.
Are they going to the championship? No, obviously not. Are they going to the divisional round? No, obviously not.
If the playoffs started today, yes, they would be.
Yes,
Actually,
but hold on. But listen. Are they going to the playoffs? Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. Look,
I mean, they're winning games.
they can maybe go to the playoffs. I don't know.
I know.
Look, I don't know. But I'm just saying, bro, you cannot sit there and tell me that the way they played last year to this year is not a huge jump.
Dude,
Come
Zach
on.
Taylor has saved his job. Like,
Dude,
if there's
it's
if there's a
ridiculous.
coach that has saved his entire head coaching career, it is Zach Taylor.
Look, and then here's the thing too, right? Like, they were under a lot of scrutiny for not picking Penei Sewell, and they've got Jamar Chase. What? Look, man, look. All I'm saying right now is, I mean, they were kind of right. Look, Sewell is struggling big time in Detroit right now. I'm not saying it's completely his fault.
I mean, who isn't gonna struggle in fucking Detroit?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's not completely
You
his
got your
fault.
head coach like going all TO on me in the press conference.
Look, I'm not saying it's his fault, right? But hey, man, Megatron was a freaking monster, man. I mean, Matthew Stafford made it work somewhat. TJ Hawkinson made it
in this
work.
conversation.
Look. All I'm saying is this: Jamar Chase is a bad man.
He is a bad man.
Jamar Chase is a bad man. Look,
I thought he dropped everything.
yeah, because there wasn't a white stripe.
There wasn't stripes.
Yeah, look, bro. Look. I'm just saying, bro. Look, Joe Mixon's actually playing pretty well. Joe Burrow is still getting sacked a good amount, but a lot of the times that he's getting hit, like, this dude just doesn't on slide. First of all, let's figure out how to slide, buddy. All right,
we got to figure that out.
But bro, like, dude, the Bengals are like scoring almost 25 points a game. 30 points. This offense is actually kind of good. And like, their defense is whatever, but like,
Defense is actually decent.
bro, their defense is like,
It pisses me off that Chidobe Awuzie is the best corner on this team and it's actually
Bro,
working.
their defense is like bend don't break. I mean, they broke against the Packers because nobody can
No.
kick a damn field goal.
I wouldn't
But,
even. I wouldn't say
but,
like
they
that's
were good.
they
were good.
dude. They're aggressive. They
Yes,
are. They
I
are
know.
physical.
Yes. Look.
Can I say one thing? Can I say one thing?
Go for it.
I need. Which one's harder? Like, which one's going to be harder to figure out? The Krabby Patty formula, or figuring out how Joe Mixon runs efficiently with this offensive fucking line?
I know.
Which
That's
one's
what I'm-
harder to figure out?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like,
It's a miracle how Joe Mixon gets over 20 yards in a game with how bad this offensive line is, and yet it works.
but see, here's the thing though. It doesn't matter how bad your offensive line is when Jamar Chase is just streaking up the field, burning every single quarterback, and Joe Burrow's like, "Oh, he's open." There you
Hey,
go.
he's somewhere up there.
He's somewhere out there, and it works. And then here's the thing. Oh, Jamar isn't open? Okay, I'll look for T. Higgins. Oh, T. Higgins is open? Okay, I'll look for Tyler Boyd. Oh, they're not all open? Oh, I got this random guy named, what's his name? CJ Uzama, who's actually pretty good.
Yeah. He had a really good Thursday night game against the Jaguars.
And I'm just like, dude, why is this working? Why is this working? They're 4-2. The Cincinnati Bengals 1-15 2 years ago, and then like what 6-10 last year, or like 5-11 last year. They're 4-2 right now. Look, they're playing the Ravens. They're gonna get waxed. I mean, it is what it is.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna get waxed. But I mean,
if you really think about it, they're a field goal away from being 5-1.
Dude, they are. They really are. And that's what I'm saying. Like, this is working. It's somehow working, and I think they deserve a good big bottle.
Oh man, I mean,
I think they deserve a big bottle.
They can have some bubbly, but
Look. Since the title of this series is Winners of the Week.
yes,
The week.
that
Okay.
is fair. That is
I'll give you my point. We all know that the Detroit Lions are a very bad football team, but they're not as bad as their record seems. They could easily be at least 2-3. At least
they're
or
a 66-yard miracle field goal kick by the greatest kicker of all time from being one win.
Also, apparently 15 yards short of almost completing the comeback against the 49ers week 1.
And then the game against, who was it? Was it the Colts?
The Vikings. The
Vikings. Thank you.
Yes. Dude. Oh, look, all I'm saying is that these Lions could literally be 3-3 right now. They're not that bad.
It's A for effort. They're just not talented. Like, they are just not a good football team. But at least they show heart. Like, Dan Campbell's giving them heart.
Look,
I'll give you that, Dan.
They're not that bad. But for you to go in there and beat the brakes off them, 34-11, there's your winner of the week.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
There's your winner of the week.
Oh,
Bro, I'm genuinely so surprised of how insane like things are turning out for these Bengals right now. Like, for real.
Joe Burrow's just that guy.
He's literally that guy.
He's that dude. Now moving on to losers of the week. It's about damn time that these guys show up for the loser side. You know, it's overdue, because nothing has surprised me in the worst way possible more than how outrageously bad the Washington football team defense has been.
Dude, it's very, very concerning.
This defense on paper got better. There was no system change. There was no scheme change. You still had Chase Young, Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne. And your secondary got better with better corners. You got a great rookie in this year's draft where I'm like, I'm terrified to play this team this year if I'm the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
And yet, even with Jack Del Rio, who's a great defensive mind, and Ron Rivera going into his second year, beating cancer, finally getting through all that weird 2020 year of like the off-the-field issues, his cancer battle, and still having a productive year, to be honest, and winning that division, and honestly playing good against the Buccaneers in that first playoff round.
Yeah.
Things are looking up for Washington of being one of the most dominant defensive teams in the league and actually having a chance to be a playoff contender. Like, yeah. I had them winning this division single-handedly, like not even close.
Remember when I was right?
Back to my point. Not only have they not lived up to expectations, they have completely said, oh no, we're nowhere near that. Yeah. And nothing's going to save this defense because there's nothing to really look forward to. Like, you have the same coach. You've had the same players. If it was like Chase Young's out for the first 8 weeks and you don't have as dominant of a defensive line, I would have been like, okay, that makes sense. There's a reason why this defense isn't playing up to par. There's no excuse. There's absolutely no
there's
reason. Like, you can blame it on the offense all you want and Taylor Heineke. I think even if you put Ryan Fitzpatrick in this offense right now, it doesn't save this team. It doesn't save them at all because of how bad this defense is. And you want to know how bad they are right now, Kevin?
Please enlighten me.
The numbers don't lie, and forget about Poof. You got Bubba Lutz. Forget about Poof. Fuck the Poof.
Jesus Lord. Okay.
They've given up the second most total yards in the NFL on defense, and they've given up the most points per game with 31. 31. It's like you're playing the Cardinals every week, but you've played the Giants. You've played teams like that.
Yeah.
You've been bad, right? Their best performance is probably week 1 against the Chargers, where they only gave up like 20 something, right?
Like 24, 21, something like that.
Something like that. But they looked all right, you know?
Yeah.
But they are the worst passing defense in the league by a large margin. By a large margin, right? Guess who they play over the next few weeks?
Oh God.
You play
Please.
a little team called the Green Bay Packers,
Oh Jesus.
who seem to have a pretty good offense.
I hear they have a really good quarterback that likes to throw to a really good wide receiver.
I hear he's also really good at hosting Jeopardy, but that's just me.
I hear he also owns a certain franchise in the NFL.
Yes. And then you have like one matchup where I'm like, they could probably win that. And then the week after that, you play the defending champs.
I hear they have 3 number 1 wide receivers on their offense.
Oh, and the greatest quarterback of all time.
Oh, wow.
With a great offensive line.
Yeah.
Washington football team. Welcome back to mediocrity.
Yeah. Yikes. Well then, moving on. My first loser. I'm calling for it right now. I'm calling for his head right now. Matt Nagy, please leave.
Whoa.
Matt Nagy, you need to be escorted off the premises.
I thought you were going my route, but I got a coach for you.
Oh, okay.
But proceed because I want to hear it.
Yeah, Matt Nagy, you need to leave. Seriously.
You need to leave.
I think it's an actual embarrassment that you have one of the most dynamic players out of this draft as your quarterback. You have Allen Robinson, considerably in the conversation for top 5 wide receiver in the league. For sure, top 10. You have Darnell Mooney, who can literally just destroy any cornerback with his pure speed. You have, well, not right now, but you have David Montgomery, who's a pretty good pass catching back. You have Cole Kmet, who was rising as a pretty good tight end prospect. And he's only throwing for 150 yards? He's running for his life? I wonder, that's right, because you don't have a good game plan. You had 6 months. Well, about to be 6 months. You had 5 to 6 months to create a plan for one of the most dynamic players in this draft, who's your quarterback, RPOs, play action. You had all this time, and you're making him a pocket quarterback? Really? Really? Remember when I said that the 49ers were going to regret not taking Justin Fields over Trey Lance?
Remember when people said that Trey Lance was the best quarterback out of the draft?
Remember that? Okay.
Oh, I do.
Remember when Kyle Shanahan could have easily been destroying teams with Justin Fields going that way, Debo going that way, Brandon Ayuk going that way? Dude.
It's a tragedy.
The Bears can do the same exact thing. They can do the exact same thing with Justin Fields. But nah. Keep him in the pocket where he's uncomfortable. It's obvious he's so uncomfortable. He doesn't know what to do. And now because of your inept, or if anything, what I should say, because of how inept you are and how anemic your offense looks, a top 10 wide receiver looks like a scrub. Darnell Mooney is catching 5-yard passes for touchdowns. I mean, yeah, he's going to touchdown, but I mean, what's the point if it's only 5 yards? Cole Kmet looks like he's just getting dump offs. What's going on? What's going on, dude? If you were to do things right, you could literally have a top 10 offense with the players you have on this team. Easily. And once again, because of how inept you are of making an offensive plan, your defense is suffering. Why? Yeah, they'll get a stop the first 3-4 drives of the game up until the second quarter. But after that, they're gassed. Why? Because they're always on the field because Justin Fields can't get a first down. All I'm going to say is this. As my first loser, I could have put you as my biggest loser, but there's another franchise that is dear God. But I'm calling for your head, bro. Matt Nagy, come on, dude, do something. Is 3 weeks not enough for you to see that Justin Fields is just so uncomfortable? I don't know. I guess not.
This dude.
I guess not.
Instead of celebrating the fact that he is starting in the NFL for the very first time in his career with his family, and they asked him, "Can we go to dinner?" He said, "No, I gotta watch film. I need to prepare." Justin Fields is a better preparer, if that's a word, than his head coach. Ridiculous.
I don't get it, dude.
It's really
I don't
bad.
get it.
No, at this point, it's just negligence out of Matt Nagy because if he can't read the room and say, "I'm about to get fired," and he doesn't change anything, that's on him. He deserves to get fired.
How is it that you made it work with Mitch for a little bit?
Mitch Trubisky.
The MVP, might I add.
MVP.
Oh, by the way, Dak's the MVP now. He is. Did you see that video?
What do you mean by that?
Dak is the official MVP so far of this season. They
According
gave him like
to...
a whole the kids, Nickelodeon, you know.
Okay. Well, if it's on
Yeah.
Nickelodeon, it's got to be true.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
So,
it's SpongeBob's telling me that he has a great arm and he can. His QBR rating is phenomenal. I'm gonna trust SpongeBob. You know.
yeah, obviously, for sure. Yeah.
Second loser, and this one hurts. All right, let's make it easy. Let's rip off the Band-Aid. It hurts to see the Browns like this. It really hurts the Browns. Because
God.
how do we go
God.
from week 1, close loss to the Chiefs, the team that you were a play away from beating to get to the AFC Championship? You were one play. And in week 1, you did it again to where you're like, we're so close. Like, we are there. We are so there. They have been the best running team in all of football. Better than the Baltimore Ravens. They've had the best dynamic duo on running backs in the NFL. You had Odell back. Congratulations. I'm not high on him, but everyone else is, right? And then defensively, oh my God, you get Grant Delpit. He's coming back from injury. You get
Greg Newsome.
You get Greg Newsome. You got Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
It's very impressive that you can pronounce his name like that. Yeah.
Oh my God, dude, I love saying his name. And then how about you just add on Jadeveon Clowney alongside Myles Garrett? Right?
Usually good for the first 9 games of the season. Yeah.
You know. Well, you get my point, right?
Yeah.
So far, after that week 1 loss, and you say this team can make the AFC Championship easily. Like we can really see this team going far.
Yeah.
Right?
Like easy, like top 4, top 5.
Easily. Only wins since that point. A brutal win against the Texans. Lackluster wins against the Bears and the Vikings. You lose to the Chargers. You lost to the Chiefs earlier, and you just now lost to the Cardinals in a pretty ugly fashion. It was not close.
It was not good.
It was not good. And they are last in the AFC North. Even though the stats show that their defense isn't as bad, I still feel like for what we expected out of this defense, it is completely unacceptable. I think this defense should be a lot better. That's a whole nother thing, right? But at this point, I don't know how you can save this season being last in the AFC North with a surging Baltimore team, a Bengals team that could beat you. They can honestly beat you with how bad your defense is playing. And Pittsburgh, you have the same record as them at 3-3. So
and
it's
then
a toss
somehow
up.
Pittsburgh's like a 50-50 every week. It's weird.
Yeah, like you don't know what Steelers team is going to show up, right?
Yeah.
Not only that, they played this Thursday, so I don't know, in about a few hours, with Baker's bad shoulder that he fell on, ugly in that Arizona game.
Ugly,
Oh my
yeah.
God, it was disgusting. Odell, David Njoku banged up, and guess what? Some of the best players on your team, Jarvis Landry, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, and now Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah are now all on IR after today. Tell me how this team makes it out of the regular season. How?
Sounds like the 2020 49ers.
Exactly. Like, it's just the injury bug, right? And I thought that was going to be the case for Baltimore. Like, they got the injury bug.
Yeah.
And now during the season, it's happening to the Cleveland Browns. And they just don't have a offense. They don't have a game plan to where they can just win in shootouts. They have to dominate offensively. They have to have the ball for 30 plus minutes a game. They have to control time of possession. They need to slow the game down. They can't do it right now. They just can't do it. And you saw it. Perfect example A against Arizona is that you can't just offensively go back and forth. You need to make a stop, and you need to control the ball for more than 2 minutes offensively. And if you can't do that, this team is not going to succeed. And right now, it's not looking good.
Also, might I add that I think Kevin Stefanski is really, really playing on a very, very thin sheet of ice with Baker Mayfield. You need to sit him. Stop. He is your franchise quarterback, and literally every single game he's hurting himself more and more. I don't know if you follow any doctors on Twitter, but I follow like 2 different NFL doctors. Both of them are literally saying that every single game, his injury is literally causing him more and more of a possibility of like a complete labrum tear.
Yeah.
You know how awful that would be if he completely tears his labrum? That's like devastating.
No, that's career changing.
Yeah.
Because he'll have to change the way he throws too.
Yeah. So, yikes. Rip over there in Cleveland.
Sorry, Cleveland. I thought it was your year.
Yeah. Really quick, this one's not going to be that long just because we already somewhat talked about both of them for a little bit. I'll give you a little half and half, 2-for-1 for this one. Oh. Both Chargers and Bills are losers for this week.
Now.
Chargers, I said this week.
Sir,
I said this week.
Sir,
I said this week.
I'm still going to continue my argument. I don't think the Bills should be on this list.
Really? So you think that a Tennessee Titan team with the atrocious defense that we know they have beat them last night? Really?
If that call, if they get the touchdown and they convert on that 4th down, there is no way you talk about this team, right?
In my opinion, this game should have been a blowout. This game should have been a blowout on part of the Bills.
Do I need Derrick Henry to go over to your house and truck your ass? Because how do you stop Derrick Henry? Tell me.
How do you not blow out a Titans defense?
You're
like
avoiding the question.
No. I agree with you.
You're avoiding the question.
No.
That Buffalo Bills team scored a lot of points, did they not?
Could have been more.
They scored a lot of points, did not?
Fine, fair enough.
How are you supposed to stop Derrick Henry?
Fine, fair enough. I don't care. They should have won this game easily.
Suck it. I don't believe you. I don't believe it.
I don't care.
No, I don't accept it. I don't accept it.
No, yes you will.
No.
Yes you will. Against an awful Tennessee team, when it comes to defense, they should have won this game. There is no reason why they should have lost this game. I'm sorry. I do not care if Derrick Henry goes for 5,000 yards and 17 touchdowns in one game. You should have scored 25 against that horrific Tennessee Titans defense. Sorry. Deal with it. Chargers, we already talked about it.
I'm going to write you a strongly worded email.
Bro, Derrick Henry's a god. I will always make a business decision if Derrick Henry is even walking my way. All right? I get your point. I'm not dumb. But dude, you can't sit there and tell me that they shouldn't have lost this. They shouldn't have lost this game. They should have won.
If they convert, they win that football game. You do not even think
they should have won this game. They should have won this game easily.
Do you think it was a bad call though? Did you think going for it was a bad call? Yes or no?
I think it was a bad call.
Wow.
I think you should have gone to overtime.
You're not aggressive. You're not. Well, it's also if you lose the coin toss and you give it to Derrick Henry again.
I don't care what you say,
All
bro.
right.
I don't care what you say.
Go on. Finish your little spiel.
Spiel is the word. Spiel. The other half of the spiel is just what we already talked about. Chargers. Damn, you got humiliated. Bad.
Their defense is not good.
Got humiliated.
Their defense is not good.
Brandon Staley, a defense-minded coach, got destroyed, outcoached by John Harbaugh. Yeah, that was bad. So, little 2-for-1, half and half. Losers for this week.
So is that all three of yours, or are you? No. Combine the two. 2-for-1.
I combine the two. A little halfer. Yeah.
Little half calf.
Yeah. But, all right. Listen, sir. Give us your biggest loser so we can wrap this up.
I'm going for someone's head. I'm going for head.
This was the head you were talking about? Okay, go for it.
I feel like the Grim Reaper because I already did it for John Gruden. I called it. Not in this way.
Did call it.
But I did say that he was not going to be the coach of this team after this year.
You did call it, yeah.
Technically, I am correct. Next man up.
Oh God.
Next victim.
I'm actually curious.
Process of elimination here.
Oh, okay.
Process of elimination here.
Yeah.
Let's just go with it, okay?
I know you're going for. Okay.
There were 7 new coaches this season, okay?
Yes.
You know what? Since we were talking about Zach Taylor, you could have actually thrown him in this conversation too because he was on the hot seat going into the season, correct?
Yes.
Definitely not on the hot seat anymore.
Absolutely not.
Just on how we're going on with the season right now, he is definitely saving his job. So with the 7 new head coaches that are most likely going to be the ones to get fired or not, because if they do terrible, then we just move on completely, or it's just too early to tell. But let's just go with it. 7 new head coaches, starting off with Brandon Staley. Even with the loss, Coach of the Year candidate.
No.
Right?
No. Yeah,
Coach of the Year candidate.
Yeah. No.
So he is definitely not on hot seat. A little bit warm of a seat, but too early to tell if it's really eject button worthy. David Culley, Robert Saleh, Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
These teams are bad, but we expected them to be bad. So trust the process in a few years.
Yeah.
The seat is definitely getting warm, right? Even if it's your first year, pretty warm here because of how bad you are. Arthur Smith and Nick Sirianni.
Yes.
Very warm in Jacksonville. Almost uncomfortably warm, right? And it's on it's a dick hair away from being possible here. And I like to use that sentence because that's my thing. Urban Meyer just saved himself another few weeks at least. Winning in London.
Did he though?
Considering how bad the last few weeks have been, did you really expect them to win in London?
Dolphins are bad though.
They are bad, but isn't Jacksonville worse?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Up before that London game, they did not have a field goal. They hadn't scored a field goal all year long, Kevin.
You're right, actually. I did read that stat. You're right.
For everything that has happened, the Jaguars, you could put the Jaguars as a loser because now they're like, fuck. Now we have to keep her. We won. How are we going to fire Urban Meyer now after a win? Like, we got to pay him if we fire him. We got to find a reason to get rid of him or he has to resign so we don't pay him that money. Well, unfortunately, you're going to keep him for at least a few weeks. So for the sake of this argument, who's left? Mike McCarthy was on the hot seat, but he's definitely not getting fired now. He hasn't done shit. He literally just laid back and let Kellen Moore and Dan Quinn do everything. He's like, we're 5-1.
Yeah.
I'll just not take timeouts when I'm supposed to. But
oh yeah, that's a different story.
Here we are. Who is left and who is at the top of the table of the fireable head coach at this very moment? It's Joe fucking Judge. Joe Judge is left. Dude, you were doing okay. You were doing just fine. You know, like you had all these injuries and you had the argument, you had the excuse, but Urban Meyer just won a game, and now you're kind of the front runner. And betting odds are saying that Joe Judge is the next man up, and his head's coming off because losing like what, 38-11?
So we're combining then.
Yes, let's combine them because now the Giants
God.
are 1-5 after that blowout loss to the Rams. They scored, count them, 3 points in 3 quarters, ladies and gentlemen. That's not good according to statistics. I think Puff would agree with me on that.
Yeah.
Process of elimination shows that Joe Judge is gonna get fired yesterday. Like that's where it's going, and I don't see how it gets any better for this Giants team. They have nothing. They have the one glimpse of hope you had last week against the Cowboys was Kadarius Toney. He's got a knee injury now. Who you got?
Yeah. So here's my thing about the Giants, and it's funny how we're bringing this up. You're calling for Joe Judge's head. I'm calling for a head too. Not Joe Judge's head, but I'm calling for Dave Gettleman.
Oh, Mr. G.
Bro, what are you doing? Like I seriously want to know what Dave Gettleman does every single day of his career. Like I'm very curious to see what he does from the second he supposedly steps into his office to the moment he leaves. What does he actually do? Hear me out, right? Remember when James Bradbury was actually a pretty good corner last year?
Yeah.
Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Okay. Fair enough, right? Some people have down years. We get it, right?
CeeDee Lamb waved him goodbye.
Yeah, right? Okay. Blake Martinez, unfortunately, he has an injury, right? Okay, but hold on.
Oh?
Where's the depth?
Oh.
Where's the depth? There's defensive line?
No depth.
Bro, Dexter Lawrence is a big boy. Where'd he go?
It's like a girl you met on Tinder. No depth.
Their defense is horrifically bad. Garbage. Am I right? Okay. Now switching to the offense, right?
What's left of the offense? It's the YMCA elite team.
We could both agree that Kenny Galladay is pretty good, right?
Yeah,
Pretty good.
Should have gone somewhere else.
Should have got some pretty good, right?
If he wants to catch the ball, yeah.
Pretty good, yeah. Why aren't you throwing to him? Why aren't you throwing to him in the first place? I understand he's been out with injury. But he's been there for at least a good 75% of the game so far. Why aren't you throwing to him? You're telling me that horrific Washington defense that you played was beating Kenny Galladay? Really? Okay. Evan Ingram,
Oh, that man's been gone.
where'd he go?
He's over here in the locker room thinking that Jerron Curse punched him.
Sterling Shepard? Why is he the number one? Okay.
I mean,
You get where I'm
Sterling
going.
Shepard's pretty good though.
But he shouldn't be the number one though. Over Kenny Galladay. My point with all this. You see how bad your team has been the last 6-7 years of your reign as the general manager of this organization, and you have not done one single thing to improve this team. Not one. You're telling me that only signing one free agent of Kenny Galladay was going to fix this team? You're telling me that not drafting offensive line was going to help this team? You're telling me that not drafting any more depth on the defense, another safety, another linebacker, another corner on the opposite side of James Bradbury, you're telling me that you were going to ride the heels of your big boy defensive line? Because it worked for Washington, right? Oh, yeah, look where they're at now. They're just like you.
Very good point.
Dude, what does he do? What does he do all day? I don't get it. And look, I said it before the season even started. I said it. And I literally made the point every single time you brought up that the Giants are going to be better than the Cowboys. Don't give me that. Daniel Jones is trash. He is bad. He's so bad. Now, could you make the argument that he'd be better somewhere else?
No.
You could.
He is what he is.
He is what he is, but even horrific quarterbacks sometimes do better in certain places. But in the general argument, Bro, what is this guy doing? You're telling me you have Sterling Shepard that's pretty decent. You have Kenny Galladay. You have Evan Ingram. Well, I mean, before his fall off, you have Darius Slayton that has emerged as a kind of pretty decent slot receiver, and you can't win games like that. You can at least put up a fight as an offense with that.
Sir, I think you're pointing the finger at the wrong person. I think you should be pointing the finger at the next interim head coach for the New York Giants.
That makes me smile.
Remember him?
That makes me smile.
Jason Garrett will be the interim head coach for the New York Giants.
That makes me smile.
And on December 19th, the Dallas Cowboys will play the New York Giants for the second time this year in New York, in the Meadowlands. And they will play against Jason Garrett and the New York Giants. I'm calling it right now.
Dave Gettleman, I honestly hope you get fired halfway through the season. I hope you do. Because I seriously don't think you can go back to every single pick he's done and said, "Oh yeah, that guy was a real team changer." Yeah. That move really helped them that season.
You're telling me? Speaking of draft picks, Andrew Thomas just went on IR.
Look, you know what was the highlight of Dave Gettleman's career as a general manager of the New York Giants? Saquon Barkley. Oh, but Saquon can't do anything because he doesn't have a line.
Which one lasts longer? The swelling in his ankle or Joe Judge's head coaching job?
His knee injury last year, that's what lasted longer.
Damn. Well, looking at the schedule, you play the Carolina Panthers. Great. The Kansas City Chiefs.
Bounce back game for them, right? That's a pretty good bounce back game for them, right?
Sure. I don't know.
For the Panthers can maybe bounce back.
I don't know. I don't know what the Panthers are. The Chiefs, God help you. The Raiders, the Buccaneers.
God help you.
You play the Chargers later on this year, and
God
then you
help
play
you.
the Cowboys again,
God help you.
and then, yeah. Who knows? Because you'll have Jason Garrett.
So 2-15?
They're 1-5 right now. Okay.
Oh, they're 1-5? I
Yeah,
thought they were. I thought they already had 1-2.
No. I always forget that they lost the Falcons game.
That's the game.
That's the one because Younghoe Koo hit that field goal.
Goat.
The Younghoe Goat, as
Younghoe Goat. Yeah.
Younghoe Goat. God help this team. God help them.
Yeah. Yeah.
1-5. 1-5.
1-16.
Ooh. Nah, they'll win some games. I mean, you play Washington. They lost by a point to Washington, right? They could have won that football game. So I think you beat Washington later in the year. You play the Bears.
The Bears.
You play the Eagles still twice.
Oh, they can maybe get.
They can beat the
wins.
Eagles.
They beat the Eagles.
By the way, remember when I said Carson Wentz will be better than Jalen Hurts and you didn't agree?
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
Just saying. But I also said the Giants would be a sleeper team in this
So far with all the predictions that we made, I'm winning. So far.
I think we gotta look at the stats. I feel like it's, if you're just jumping to conclusions. I mean, my ex-wife did that, and guess what? It didn't work out.
Okay, Washington winning the division.
Thank you for listening and watching to Winners and Losers of Week 6 in the NFL. Thank you, Kevin, so much, because this was
thanks, man.
A little bit of a longer episode.
It was.
But here we are. We still always provide the great content around here.
Always good. Always good.
YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor.fm/Bubba Lutz. You know all the links. It will be down in the description below or on my link tree in my social medias. Guys, Linktree. Shout out to Linktree.
That's a link tree.
Shout out to Linktree. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening and watching to this episode of the Bubba Lutz Sports Podcast. We'll come back later on this week to talk about some Dallas Cowboys bye week news and where we're at.
Very perfect time bye, if I do say so myself.
How come?
Because Dak.
What do you mean Dak? Oh, because of the injury?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, he would have played. We know
He's fine.
that. He's fine. Let's just not get Lyle Collins to bribe anyone over the next week or so. Oh, but DeMonte KZ got arrested. Remember that? Or...
I did. He about 2 hours ago. Yeah.
2 days into the bye week, and he already got arrested.
Yeah. Donovan Wilson's back though.
Donovan Wilson's back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. See you next time on the Bubba Lutz Sports Podcast.
Yeah, hold on. Tell me who's your top 5 quarterbacks right now, dead or alive, huh? And how much do you care about a ring if the best player got carried by the team?